Hello, viewers, and welcome to another very special episode of the Big Leap from Mirae Asset. It is an absolute honor and privilege to have a very well-known face from the mutual fund industry with us. Welcome to Mr. Gajendra Kothari from Etica Wealth Management Private Limited. Gajendra runs a very successful practice for now almost a decade old called as Etica. Many people from the industry know him and also know the brand Etica. He started the business in 2011. Today managing almost 1,500 families across the world. He has offices in Calcutta, in Jorhat, in Assam, and head office being in Mumbai. It's a very passionate and very committed team of about 35-40 people from Etica who manages that, led by Gajendra. Gajendra is an MBA, is an CFA and charter holder and an ICFA from London. Before starting up his business, Gajendra was actually from this side of the business. He was with an international operations of an AMC. And one of the key things which I would like to tell the viewers about Gajendra is he is a very passionate public speaker who has been spearheading investor education much before investment education, investor psychology became the terms and the buzzwords of the industry. Gajendra, thank you for taking out time and joining us on the Big Leap. I know a certain amount about how Etica started. Why don't you tell us how Etica started? Or how did your journey come into in this line?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Mayuk, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. And a big thanks to Mirae Asset Mutual Fund for coming out with this series. I think this is a wonderful initiative to bring out the best from each advisors in the nation so that we can all learn from each other's practices and investors can also find it very useful. Great. So, coming to your question that how did it started? I'll take you back to my AMC days, So fresh out from campus, I was selected by asset management company. And I was part of 30 odd management trainees who were selected by across different campuses. And we all came to Bombay and we had a week of induction program. And after the induction, we were all given our respective postings across India. Yeah. So my regional head that point of time saw my profile resume and said, "Oh, Mr. Kothari, you come from Assam. Do you know that we have a branch office in Guwahati? Would you like to join there so that you can have a familiar territory and you can be with your family and you can work too?" So I told him only one thing that, sir, if I wanted to be in Guwahati, I wouldn't have come this far, So I do want to kind of step up out from my comfort zone, and I have come to Bombay to learn. And Bombay being the financial capital of India, anything to do with asset management or finance, you have to be in Bombay to get the best out of yourself. So, and he was kind enough to give me Bombay posting, and I was posted in the Juhu branch and in the first day, Mayuk, my boss, my immediate boss told me to go out with one of my colleagues and try and sell some funds to small and medium enterprises in an industrial area. Wow. Believe me, I didn't have any idea about those funds. And it was like, all you've learned was theory in business schools. Until then, you didn't know how practical things work. So yes. I went there and I mean, nothing though happened, nothing, but in first 1 year, I was lucky. I got the best opportunity to work with retail clients, retail IFAs through the branch network. Sure. I was 23, 24 that point of time, and clients would come to branch and you're supposed to guide them because, they would come with a lot of old issues and you have to make them comfortable and then explain and guide them. So that is when I realized that I have a knack of connecting to end customers, But because I was 24, I didn't have much experience. I couldn't change my field immediately. I said, let me work for a few years. Let me get more of it. And then I realized that, my strength lies finally with the end customer. I can understand their requirements and I'm far more comfortable talking to them about their goals in life. That's how I was keen on starting my business. The second reason why I was keen, because I was part of asset management business, you are aware about the trends that is happening in the wealth management industry. And Mayuk, yes. You would recall 2004 to 2008 was a boom time for Indian markets.
Absolutely.
A lot of asset management were coming, companies were coming out with the NFOs. That point of time, everybody was garnering huge AUM in those NFOs. And a lot of ULIPs were being also sold at that point of time.
Yes.
I was not comfortable with all those practices. I knew that this was just to gather assets as such. It was not really necessarily good for the customer. That is when I realized that whenever I would start my business, it would be on my terms, and I'll be doing exactly those things for my investors that I'm doing for my own family's portfolio.
Lovely.
I'll be very transparent with them in all the meetings. At all point of time, I'll be showing my portfolio to investors and say, sir, this is what I'm doing with my money. And this is what I'm also suggesting you. Now it is your call whether to take my advice or not.
Sure.
So T. Rowe Price Jr. said this around 70 years back, and that stuck with me, that in the end, if you do good for the client, long term, you will make money along with the client.
Sure.
So that philosophy with we started Etica. You won't believe, Mayuk, it took us 3 months to find the name Etica.
Italian word for ethics.
Yeah, even Portuguese, Spanish, it means ethics in that language.
It means ethics.
Yes, it means ethics. And I wanted a name that brings out this very clearly. And also it should be unique so that people would remember. It should not be difficult to comprehend. And I could find a domain name also, that was again a condition. I was lucky I found Etica Wealth, available. And I think it's a good name, short, sweet, would stay in customers' mind, and it embodies what we really do. So that's how we started Etica Wealth.
Lovely. I would have anyway, thank you for bringing up the word, because I would have anyway somehow would have slipped in that. How did you come on this name? So thank you so much for that. So now, Gajendra, talk us through the initial years. How did you come to your way of talking about mutual funds? And it's a vast way. There are many different ways. Some people go through asset allocation. Somebody would be on goal based. What you talked about was what should have been this ethos of Etica, which was very clear with you on day one. But then how did the journey start? What were the initial years? How did the business start?
So when I told my bosses that I want to come back to India, and I was living a very comfortable life in London, it was really very good. And usually people don't come back, right? Because they settle there, good salary, good lifestyle, a lot of learnings. But I realized that I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to create something on my own and something which I believe in, So that's when I decided to come back to India. My family, my friends were all against this because they said, you're living a very comfortable job and coming to an unknown territory. But, because I was so convinced, and I had two brothers, we are still a joint family, and, my younger brother and my cousin, we all were into the financial services background. And when we spoke to each other, we all realized that this is the space we need to operate in. And we all had the same ethos and principles, we are all on the same lines. So that's how we started Etica, against all wishes, of the common general beliefs. But I was very sure from day one, Mayuk, that this is a long-term business. Okay. That's why, right from day one, it was a private limited company, Etica. We took an office right from day one at Lokhandwala in Andheri, which is a very posh area, and we were paying quite a hefty amount of rent. But I was sure that this is not a short-term thing. This is not just trying. Because we all come from financial services background and asset management background, you know the business, you know what mistakes not to make.
Yes.
Which otherwise an outsider may end up making. So we knew from day one, and that's why it was a good start. And I would say I'm lucky, Mayuk, because I had such, family members. Okay. My immediate and extended family members all into this background. That gives you a lot of support in the initial days, actually. Because you may be good in something, you may be good in sales, but you may not know about accounts, you may not know about operations, which my brothers would know, So that synergy really worked on well initially, and never ever we had in any startup, you would typically see ups and downs, right? But in our case, it was a very smooth journey, very slow, steady, organic growth. And in the initial days, I would remember that even if a 2000 SIP was coming, I would be very happy, because any new money that is coming is always welcome.
Right.
And even in the initial days, we started with IIPs as the model. I remember in 2011, I went to Jorhat, and we did a seminar for 550 people on Independence Day. So it is like 2011, we did almost 9 years. 550 people listened to me for 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yes. Wow. And approximately 150 were women participants in that. So you can imagine in a place like Jorhat to convey in their language, that to mixed audience.
Yes.
But it was a great hit. We got around 70 investors, from that seminar who wanted to. And mutual fund is a complete new thing that point of time there.
Yes.
So that's when we started a lot of IPs from then, and then we realized that our biggest strength, Mayuk, lies in to convey this whole topic of mutual funds and investments into very simple language, in the language they can understand, they can relate to, and then give them time to think about it and then come back to you. Only if they are convinced, right? Never ever the idea of IP was to sell anything. Till date, we don't talk about any particular scheme, product, any company, anything. We just talk about concepts. Sure. And in the IP, I talk about my life, what I'm doing with my money, my financial planning, my goals, my insurances, my investments, everything. So that everything is transparent. You are the movie of the hero, you are the director, you are the actor, and it becomes a true story. People love listening to true stories, living stories. So that became a great hit, and and that has been continuing till date, I would say.
Lovely. So one thing which I have seen of Etica would be is the cornerstone. Can I say has been communication? Is
Absolutely.
to just is to look at, have very clear communication lines and talk about what relates to them, not features but value. Is that what you would say about?
Correct. See, our industry, somehow financial services industry in India and world sells complexity somehow,
Yes.
And Albert Einstein of the world has always said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and I am always a very simple guy. I always believe in simple clarity stuff, in the sense, if I'm not convinced, I will not be able to convince my investors for sure.
Sure.
Okay. So that's why and mutual funds is a simple product anyway, but somehow we, the industry has made it complicated, through whatever, so many basket of funds, and poor investor is not able to understand. So I was bang on that from day one. It needs to be very simple stuff. If I'm explaining it to my grandmother, then I should know how to talk to her. Okay. And if I'm talking to my 10-year-old daughter, then I should know how to talk to her. You won't believe, Mayuk, in my seminars, I've seen, and when there are 200, 300 people in a seminar, there are eventually people who are 12 years of age also, okay, youngsters, and 80 years of age, okay, and someone who is a chartered accountant and has invested into mutual funds is also part of your seminar. And I realized in one such seminar, there was this chartered accountant, CFO of a company who attended. And, he was thinking to himself that, okay, mutual funds, I know anything, I know anyways. So I'll just stay for half an hour and then I'll push off, I won't attend through but he ended up attending the entire 4-hour seminar. After that, he came to me and he said, Mr. Kothari, the way you have put it entirely, not even a moment I felt that I knew all of these things. I mean, you've given a complete new perspective. I didn't feel bored at all. And at the same time, the 10-year-old boy was able to understand everything. He was not missing anything on what I was speaking. So that is something which we over the 10 years have kind of tried to master it, okay, so that it becomes relevant to some, because, see, when you're doing IIPs, Mayuk, these IIPs may be free of cost, right, to the participant. But always, we have to always remember that time is not free of cost. If somebody's traveling and coming to attend your program,
absolutely,
they should be going back home and say, look, this 3 hours was the best time spent ever in my life.
I think you touched upon it very rightly, that people have to have very strong takeaways even after they are giving that time. And my question would have anyway, well, thank you for putting it in the front, that if you are clear about your communication, what you want to say, and that should be the takeaway even after, whether it is 15 minutes or whether it is 3 hours. Okay. I want to take you to another side of the discussion, which is, one is to get people enticed and to understand that this is something which they really need, and it should come out as making sense to them. How do you then keep them on the path? Because that is the next step of, one is being awareness, and then is putting into action what you would like to recommend next on the financial planning, and then stay on the path to the goal. What are your views on that? How do you?
Yes. Yeah. So, again, I believe in this theory that well begun is half done. Okay. So if somebody who has attended your seminar for 3 hours, 4 hours, with mobile being switched off or in silent mode, yeah, big achievement, not looking through the WhatsApp, meanwhile, then if that person is coming to you, maybe people come after 1 month, people come after 1 year, and people come after 5 years also. Okay.
Sure. Yes.
But when they're coming to you, which means they've already made up their mind to now follow. Of course, out of 100 people, only 5 people will do it. We all know the kind of success ratios in these kind of programs, but that's okay. See, you can bring horse to a pond, you cannot make it drink water, right?
Absolutely.
I can only tell my story and I can show them the way if only they're willing to listen. So if once they've come, then my job becomes easier because they understand the way we work. They understand, we are for long term. We are not promising anything, guaranteed stuff kind of thing. And then we onboard them and we make the financial plan. And our main role, we always keep telling investors that, our role is not to manage your portfolio. We're not doing that. Our role is to manage you. Our role is to manage your behavior,
Lovely.
Yeah. And that surprises them, that really surprises them, that, oh, you're not here to choose which fund will be doing good or which not,
Exactly.
and when to enter, when to exit.
Because they would be anticipating that
Correct.
5 minutes down the line, scheme names or asset classes will be discussed.
Exactly. So we try and tell them that, look, this is not what we are good at. Nobody's good at this thing. We don't know where the markets would be going, which schemes would be consistently performing. All I can show you what I've done over the last 10 years in my portfolio and how I have stuck to my goals and my plan. And this is what I intend to achieve for you as well.
Lovely. So you would be so Etica would be playing on the relatability of things, that people should relate to you as a person and what is it about, rather than the asset class and schemes. Is that the right thing to say?
Absolutely. See, people buy people. Mayuk. People don't buy products. People connect to people. Okay. Only if I'm able to sell myself to them, in the sense I'm able to convince my story to them, then everything else is a cakewalk, I would say. Because then he wouldn't really like to get into discussion A fund or B fund, because he now believes in you completely.
Lovely. And that faith is a big responsibility on how to manage the portfolio.
Anytime. In fact, I always tell people in my portfolio, and my portfolio is a very aggressive portfolio where I'm, investing my own funds in high risk investment areas. But when it comes to investors' portfolio, I'm extra cautious because I tell them I'm answerable to your money, and you may not have the same temperament which I have, because I had maybe 15 years of experience and I have seen the cycles. But for you, I'll be twice cautious than with my own money, So that gives them kind of comfort.
Lovely. So, many of our viewers are people from the fraternity. What would be your advice to them when you look at the future?
I have a very simple advice, Mayuk, and it's not just fraternity, my advisor fraternity, it's anybody who's connected to the asset management industry. Okay. Yeah. See, we are in the business of creating wealth, right? All of us. We have this promise to our investors that we'll create wealth for you. If we have not created wealth for ourselves in the same way, okay, by practicing the same principles, okay, then we have told the biggest lie in the world.
Lovely.
Right? Yeah. When you go to a gym, and you find a gym instructor, he or she, he's not a six-pack, right? Would you hire him as your trainer and pay 50,000 per annum?
Probably not.
You won't, right? Yeah. We end up paying 50,000 because we find that body wonderful. We say, "Yeah, तुम्हारे जैसा body मेरे को बना के देना 6 महीने में," And whether we end up making ourselves or not, but we end up paying 50,000 to him, and it's not his mistake; it's our mistake. We have not followed the plan.
Sure.
So I believe that if we are making this promise to investors that will create wealth for you, have I created enough or decent wealth for myself, which they are able to see over a period of time? Okay. Not through off them, not through making money off them, but making money with them, in the process. Then I think that's the greatest truth, and that gives you a lot of satisfaction. So that is a message which I would like to request all my IFA friends, AMC friends. If AMC friends are meeting their family, show your investments to them. I mean, believe me, that 5 minutes of showing your stuff is more than 2 hours of talking all gyan, which we tell about history.
Lovely. I would have never thought of that, Gajendra, which you talk about in a way, and I can now understand, because it's all about the relatable thing. As you said, people relate to people, and I think that's a lovely thought. Thank you so much for taking out time and being so lucid about your thoughts. It's really wonderful to pick your brain on how you have gone out developing this. And we wish Etica all the best for the future. We have immensely gained from this association, and we have so many things to learn today in this video. So thank you so much for taking out time, Gajendra. Really appreciate your thoughts. and how you went about and being an inspiration for all of us, how you have grown your business from brick by brick. First generation entrepreneurs are always a matter of pride for whenever you see and you learn from them. So thank you so much. Thank you, viewers. I'm sure you would have enjoyed this episode immensely when Gajendra talks about such simple but very powerful ideas. So thank you, everyone, and we wish to bring more such stories again. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.